All right, checking the sound, checking the sound. Sorry, guys. For some reason, I have no idea why, but my camera just lagged out and stopped working. So you are going to get one of those rare ghost Dano crypto streams where it's literally just a person talking to you with some images in the background, like an expose back in the day on YouTube. No green screen, no fancy effects. No key-ins. It's just going to be my voice and a background. Welcome, guys. Sorry, I was trying to figure it out, and it just was not working. I kept trying everything for some reason. Sometimes my OBS will do that, and it will just have a massive lag out and will not load my camera, which is very annoying and very frustrating. But at the same time, we're going to keep the show going because ultimately the information is the most important thing. It is not my mug on the screen, and it is the charts and the metrics that I want to show you guys. And what we want to remind you guys of in these markets is that there is going to be corrections. There's going to be drawdowns in this market that are going to shake you out massively, and we've only actually had just a few. We've actually had more of a push to the upside, and a lot of the times that is the points where when we get to these inflection points and we go to a range of the lows where people get shaken out. I know, exactly. How do you know it's actually really me? It could just be AI. It could just indeed be AI. Nowadays, you never know. You never know. But no, this show is not AI. This show is not scripted. This show is it's just me. It's just me. But it's actually, this show is you guys, because without the support of you guys watching this channel, this show would not be a thing. So thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate you. And make sure you guys are hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button. If you are new, ding the bell to be notified. Hit all of the things that you're supposed to hit, which is the subscribe button, the like button, the bell to be notified, and share this stream as well. If you just do me a favor and copy this and copy this stream link, I'll conveniently put it in the chat. You guys can check that out. Really do appreciate you. And we are streaming on every platform right now. We're streaming on Twitch. We're streaming on Instagram. We're streaming on Facebook. We're streaming on X. And we are streaming on YouTube. We're streaming on everything tonight. And we're going to bring you some of the most recent current news in the cryptocurrency ecosystems and what we are currently doing right now in terms of trades, in terms of our long-term strategy, and where we think the price is going to go in the short term, but also in the long term. So we have this account here, Stash. He rated his top 25 portfolio crypto gaming tokens in this video that he's going to drop, and I like the list. I was trying to recognize some of this list. We had Avalanche in here, Ton, had Illuvium, IMX, Immutable. Looks like the Ronin chain, Ronin wallet. Star Atlas, and looks like we have Axie Infinity. These are just the ones that I'm kind of recognizing off the dome. As we have a Carrot here. Looks the Ape token. I think that's Pixels. Then we got Sandbox, Gala, Notcoin, and the other ones I am not familiar with just by off the logo. And so Elio Trades thought this was an alpha pick, and yeah, so I'd say like Pixels, Axie, probably Carrot, IMX, Illuvium, AVAX, and Ronin. And Star Atlas being the ones that I'm recognizing, just because I am recognizing them, I'm like, yes, those are great picks. But those are some of your heavy hitters, I think, in the speculative gaming narrative. And so Elio Trades agrees with that narrative than that pick. And I thought this was funny. Rodney posted this. He was like, he's like, not gonna lie, X has been a little more boring without Polly. And I will say that, even though I was a victim, there's a victim of all the bin.eth nonsense that was on Twitter, I will say it was one of the most entertaining times of crypto Twitter, but if not one of the most degenerate times in all of crypto Twitter history was probably those times. Many were slain during those times. But all right, guys, thank you for tuning in. If you want to directly support the channel, just make sure you're using the link in the description. And also, you are going to my website, danielcurtishughes.com, and you can get all of the Bitcoin and just some of my favorite altcoin tickers. You can just get some quick crypto updates. You can see Bitcoin going to the moon. You can see Bitcoin going to the moon in real time. And also, you can look at the crypto altcoin space, which is basically everything against Bitcoin. And so if you go look at the crypto bubbles, you could look at the hourly, you could look at the daily, you could look at the weekly. Basically, everything is down. We were explaining this earlier today that if you're wondering why the crypto market is kind of taking a plunge, the stock market in essence was just down. I mean, it was just like it got hit pretty hard. I was trying to see where the tweet was. We had it. Where did it go? We had to reload our browser, so like everything is having to reload, and nothing is where it was. Apparently, Justin Sun thinks September will be phenomenal. But I think there's going to be a bit of a downtrend, and this is why we're going to show you one of the trades that we're in right now and kind of see where it's headed and see if it's actually a trade that we could that was smart to take, because we do feel like there is some liquidity lows that are trying to get taken out with Bitcoin, and it kind of lines up perfectly with the Feds going into their rate cuts, because then it kind of primes up the market to have these liquidity lows to be bought up, and then we have the rate cuts. And then we traditionally, on the rate cuts, have seen bullish moves on Bitcoin historically. So, and then we have some other metrics also that we've pointed out on this channel past couple days, but also the past couple weeks about the Bitcoin halving. But then we've tied in the presidential election with the 4-year cycle. And you can see that every time we've traditionally, about a year after the Bitcoin halving and the election, that we see the biggest run. And so with that being said, we're only 4 months after the halving, and we are in the orange period. We have not hit the green period of like the massive parabolic move, but you can see that we haven't had a really big retracement to the downside like we've seen traditionally here. I mean, like, look at this one. That's a nasty one right there. And then you can see in the orange period, it was a nice, at least progression move to the upside on this last cycle with the halving and the election. And so have we seen some red candles and moves to the downside that look like this here? Not yet. The biggest one we've seen so far, and we'll show you in the chart, is this one, where we hit this area, this 48,000 area, to show you on the Bitstamp chart, because we have it marked here. That was a key area. That was a key support area of $49,000, which was basically smack dab on the trend line. So we were like right on the trend line with this last dip, and it was the area where we thought that price was going to get magnetized towards, because of this recent this period where we pumped up from the beginning of the year, which was basically the ETF trading. We had the ETF announcement and leading up to its launch, and then after this, it dipped into the trend line and bounced right off of it. Isn't that so funny how it just bounced right off of that trend line? And this is from the bottom going all the way to 16,000. Basically right here, 16,000, we just drew a line from the bottom, and then you can see here where every time the price has bounced off of that area, we've seen a run to the upside. And so this one has not been sustained. So my guess is that we hit back down maybe into this $55,000 level, this other area of key support on the short term, which would line up with the institutions wanting to get some cheaper Ethereum, cheaper Bitcoin, especially because of both of those things now being traded on the stock market through the modality of the ETFs. And so this kind of ties everything all together of what Da Vinci's actually been calling for is a potential move, a bigger move to the downside, or just another retracement to the downside. Because from here, if you think from the bottom or from the top, we're down now where we're sitting at about 10%, and we went as low as 13%. So if we end up going and hitting this trend line, excuse me, again, that's a 20% move to the downside. Some people are calling that we still need another 30% move to the downside to really shake people out before we get a move up. So it would make sense that the whales, the only way that they can get, and Da Vinci explained this, the only way that you can get these cheaper prices is if you get people to sell. And how do you get people to sell? Well, you shake them out of the market. You create fear and uncertainty and doubt in the market, and then people sell, and eventually orders will get filled at $55,000. That's on a bearish case scenario. Now that's just on a bearish case scenario. So now could we be wrong? And right here was the bounce point. Right here, we made a higher low. Technically, if you want to measure it from here, we made a higher low. And so, can that give you the case that if we can sustain this, then we can trade up into the Bollinger Band, and then we can start trading back up into 62,000? Yes. And so now in one of the trades that we're in, we do have a stop loss set to where we can kind of protect just in case that does happen. Then we can get out of the trade. But we were more likely to see this bearishness play out possibly on Bitcoin. I'm curious to see what you guys think in the chat, where you think Bitcoin is going to go in the short term, and how low the market makers could potentially pull this thing before we have the most ridiculous run on this coin. Because we have to mention about the cup and handle pattern that has been forming on this coin for a really long time now. And you have to see it in the form of this. It's the only way you're going to get bullish is if you see it in a weekly chart. And here's the cup, and then you got a bullish Pepe, and the steam is at $152,000. The steam is where I think we're going to have the highest point of Bitcoin at the end of the year, $150,000 per Bitcoin. But it's going to take some volatility. The volatility is a feature, not a bug. I've been hearing that. Maurizio's been saying that because that's what Natalie, can't remember her last name, and she's a Bitcoin analyst. She's a Bitcoin proponent, has her own channel. Remind me what her last name is if you know who I'm talking about. And also Michael Saylor has been coining that, it's like Bitcoin's volatility is not a bug. It is a feature that is perfectly built in with the 4-year cycles that are happening right now, and making the price do what it's doing right now, which is do some very interesting things. All right, so let's get into a little bit of the news. Just gonna see what's going on right now. We wanted to mention that right now, if you wanted to, you could go and watch multiple interviews, live interviews of Trump on Lex Friedman, on all kinds of different podcasts, and a lot of them are just like free form conversations. And I want you guys to go and find one where Harris is on a freeform podcast. Because I haven't seen a lot, but it's interesting how there's such a difference in the way that they're operating their campaigns. But why I'm mentioning it is because one candidate is clearly like not very bullish on crypto. Doesn't really have. The only stance that we know is that they want to tax the crap out of it, and then another candidate is wanting to keep as much crypto business in America as possible, keep the Bitcoin in our hands and not sell it, but buy more by using our treasury and our reserve currency and using it as part of a reserve currency by buying more and to help pay off the debt. It's like it would be very interesting to see if Harris and the Democratic Party and that whole group would pivot and say something bullish about crypto, so then it can just doesn't matter. Like regardless, it'll just make it to where the assets will pump just for the fact that it's not like we can just kind of squash that issue. But we'd have to make sure, because obviously it's just politicians with their talking points, and so we have to make sure they're actually backing up what they're saying, and if they have the track record to prove so. And so, with my research that I've done, the Democratic Party has not been very friendly with crypto. And this is an industry that I work in and that I talk about and that I want to be able to create businesses in and around. So I need to make sure that crypto exists positively in the United States. That is also if you are an investor of said crypto as well. All right, so let's see. All right, so this is what's interesting. We were just going to report on this. So CoinDesk just got details on the upcoming Trump crypto project and WLFI token. All three are the former president's sons are involved. And so we were actually, we just had this up and we were going to talk about it. We actually have the article right here. This is on cryptonews.com. Controversy surrounds Trump project with ties to major DeFi hack. So controversy is swirling around an upcoming Donald Trump-linked crypto project, which appears to have ties to a major DeFi hack as well as other unsavory characters. And it's funny because I do remember seeing this character, this guy who's been affiliated with helping people, celebrities launch either tokens or projects or do some kind of, deals. And he always seems to be the guy that you have to go through. And I'll show you the picture of him, and it shows who it is. So Republican president nominee Donald Trump and his sons have teased for weeks, and they have, especially Trump Jr., that they will soon launch a DeFi project called World Liberty. So, and while no formal announcement has arrived yet, details regarding the Trump crypto project are beginning to emerge. The project will reportedly be built on Ethereum and Aave. So this is interesting. So let's play this.
I'm laying out my plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet. They want to choke you. They want to choke you out of business. We're not going to let that happen.
All right. So I'm sure you guys have seen that. You've heard that. That's been kind of one of the most bullish statements that Trump has made on crypto and what his crypto policy is going to kind of entail. And it's interesting that he said choke, and I think he's kind of like cryptically saying that and referencing Operation Choke Point, because Operation Choke Point is the mechanisms of legislation and bullying of crypto companies through the court systems and through law, like basically brutal law enforcement through the court systems that drag these companies through all these litigations and just siphon money. It's a waste of taxpayer dollars money. The SEC has been out of control. And so also with Elizabeth Warren, you have Janet Yellen, you have Gary Gensler, you have Brad Sherman, and all these people, like, I hope, like, just all these people that are so negatively bearish on crypto, all whilst they support the system that has been printing dollars out of nothing, out of no value, and they preach that, you know, crypto's bad for innovation, or it's used by criminals, and we have to stop all efforts to support crypto. And it's nonsense. It's actual complete nonsense. And what it does is it stops the innovation of technology in America and pushes all that money out to other countries, whilst the taxpayer dollars money is also going out of the country. And it's so telling of how the United States has been so outwardly focused through the operation of the Democrats being primarily in power and making decisions and being in control of where the money is going in our fiscal policy. And it is so outwardly focused and also inwardly focused on their constituents and where they're going to get the biggest pie slice out of the taxpayers' money and out of our hard-earned work and what we're doing. And so that's what choke point is. It's choking you out of your funds. It's choking you. It's basically taking advantage of the American people and sending our money out to fund these bull BS wars. And this is what choke point is. This is exactly what choke point is. So shout out to everyone who's tuning in. Shout out to Yoga with the Omis. Make yourselves known in the chat. Shout out to Sen. Shout out to all the people that are watching. I really do appreciate it. Sorry, I know I'm not on the screen, but I'm sure you guys don't come to watch my stream to look at my face. You come for the information. You come for the entertainment. So we said we're going to keep streaming. You're going to hear my voice, and you're going to see a screen. You're going to see content. You're going to see information. And regardless if we're on the screen or not, the show must go on. The show must go on. All right, so let's keep talking about this interesting project that the Trump family, including with Donald Trump Jr. and Barron Trump, all while no formal announcement has arrived yet. Details regarding the Trump crypto project are beginning to emerge. The project will reportedly be built on Ethereum and Aave. So Trump-backed DeFi project to be built on Ethereum and Aave with source DB, coins Aave and ETH. All right, per reports in the crypto news media across socials, the upcoming DeFi project is set to look similar to Doge Finance. I hope they forked Aave correctly. And so Trump's World Liberty Financial is a DeFi lending platform, white paper shows CoinDesk. So it's very likely going to be a fork of the founder Dev's Doge Finance project, which got hacked. So this is the controversy. So Doge Finance, a borrowing and lending decentralized application, was hacked for $2.1 million via flash loans in early July. Surtech provides a full incident analysis here. So if you guys are curious, I'll put this. I will put this in the chat. And if you guys want to check it out and analyze this article for yourself, here it is. So the Trump crypto project, who is behind it? So it's unclear whether the World Liberty Protocol will contain the same sorts of vulnerabilities Doge Finance had. And the links to Doge Finance don't stop at just its code. A circulated World Liberty white paper show that a crypto influencer called Chase Hero, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this guy, but I've seen him before. He's popped up in some other investigations around. I can't remember exactly what it was, but this guy's so familiar. Do you guys know? Have you guys seen this guy before? Chase Hero. Chase Hero. A circulated World Liberty white paper says that a crypto influencer called Chase Hero is listed as its data and strategies lead. So Hero had a link to Doge Finance on his Instagram profile. And so Chase Hero appears to be some crypto influenza guy, and his Instagram, which is and then to Doge Finance, which is lending protocol on ETH, which got hacked. Indeed, reports indicate that Hero and 2 other listed World Liberty Team members, Zachary Folkman and Octavian Lajnita, created Doe Finance. Folkman is a former pickup artist who ran the dating advice platform Date Hotter Girls. He reportedly used to teach masterclasses to students, including on how to become alpha males. Hero, meanwhile, is something of a crypto influencer, having appeared on popular podcasts, including Logan Paul's Impulse. Okay, so this is probably where I feel like I've seen this guy pop up. I've seen this guy before. So Hero, meanwhile, is somewhat of a crypto influencer, having appeared on popular podcasts. The pair have collaborated on various projects, including Subify, a rival to Patreon and OnlyFans, and used to run mastermind groups, a high-ticket elite networking club. So Donald Trump, meanwhile, is listed as the project's chief crypto advocate. His sons, Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr., are listed as Web3 ambassadors. So not Barron Trump. Excuse me, I said Barron Trump, but not Barron Trump. It's Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. Long-term Trump ally and fellow property developer Steve Witkoff and his son, Zach Witkoff, are also listed amongst the Trump crypto project's leadership. So I'm curious what is going to happen with this. I don't know. What do you guys think? This will likely be a non-transferable governance token, which will make speculation on it difficult to impossible to foresee what is going to entail with this ecosystem. So Trump's foray into crypto is significant, as it comes at a time as he warns to crypto technology more generally. And he pledged at National Bitcoin Conference, which we were at a few months ago, to establish a national Bitcoin stockpile and never sell down the government's holdings. And he also promised that on day one, he would free Ross Ulrich, who has been jailed with life sentence on the creation of the platform Silk Road. And that was a huge a roar of the crowd when he said he was going to do that. And he said he would fire Gary Gensler. All of these things being massively bullish and made the crowd just looming, roaring support for Trump. And so it was something. I will tell you guys, it was something. Like, I felt the energy in the room. I was there. If you guys were watching the channel, if you've been watching the channel for a little bit, it was truly inspiring being at the Bitcoin conference and seeing just the overwhelming support and the difference of support from just the last conference that we went to. It's just amazing. You know, it was just seeing the meme. What's so interesting is that we felt a lot of the meme culture being accepted at the Bitcoin conference. It's almost like the Bitcoin conference used to be so maximalist in a sense, and now it's like it's accepting of the meme culture of ordinals and Taproot wizards, and just that the whole Bitcoin becoming DeFi, and kind of accepting the fact that, like, Pepe was everywhere. I mean, there was like Pepe art all over the place. It was just so cool, and it's a telling thing of how Bitcoin and the rest of the market is starting to come together and not be so divided, and like one needs to die for the other one to survive. And you know, it's that, I don't think it's that kind of ecosystem. So I really think that if we're smart, you know, we'll speculate on all of the most popular narratives, and we know the most popular narrative right now is the memes. And so if you can find the strong meme coins, and we'll talk about a few on this live stream tonight. We're not going to live stream for too long. I think we'll probably live stream up until about 9 o'clock. We start at 8 o'clock. We'll go for just about an hour. So if you guys have any requests of what coins you would like for me to look at and maybe do some technical analysis on, and I'll give you my opinions on if I think it's a decent project or not. I will give you my opinions. I won't give you my financial advice. I'll just give you my opinions on what I think, if it's good or not. But let's go into a little bit more. Let's go into a little bit more news. Okay, eGold. All right, so we want to point out that this is a really interesting chart that lines up with our thesis of what is going to happen going into the election. all of these catalysts is the movement going up into 100K. You got Bitcoin conference, you got Biden resignation, you got Trump assassination attempt, you got UE crypto regulation, you got FIT21 passes House, you have the ETH ETF approval in May. Then you have the anti-CBDC bill passes House May 23rd. Treasury buyback starts May 29th. Then you got London, Hong Kong, Australia. CZ gets 4 months jail time. All this stuff is happening all during this time right here. And then you have a lead up of the federal rate cuts this month that traditionally, if we're not in a recession, which I was kind of just trying to do my research, and I was thinking, okay, what actually signifies when the feds pivot? What does it do when we're in a recession? Well, when we're in a recession, people aren't spending money. Like they're not trying to like go out into risk assets. They're trying to they're trying to hold more cash or whatever. And then look, so then the stocks fall. And then basically with all that cheaper debt and the Fed's pivoting during recession points that happen during these times, oddly enough, this is when we've had the rates actually affect the stock market. And so now that we're technically where we have the stock market today, Dow ends up over 400 points. Also, chart shows that the S&P 500 does well following a Fed rate cut unless there's a recession. Our short form recession that we had was in 2007, or it was long form recession was 2007, 2009, and then a small recession in COVID-19 periods. But now I think we've been heading out of that. So a point that we want to make during this live stream is that Bitcoin whales accumulate as market sentiment has been dipping. So even though we're getting these dips, the whales are still accumulating. According to data from Sentiment, the number of Bitcoin wallets holding at least 100 BTC has reached a 17-month high, over 283 new wallets across this threshold in August alone, indicating a net gain of these large holders. And you know, there's something really interesting that I learned watching a Richard Hart interview with Kevin. And Richard Hart was explaining that, 40% of the Bitcoin supply is owned by only 2,000 addresses. In total right now, there's 500,000 or 600,000 active Bitcoin addresses in the world. According to new on-chain data right now, 40% of the Bitcoin supply is owned by the top 2,000 wallets, 2,500 or 2,600 wallets. And so that's very interesting. So you would maybe actually think that gives a level of centralization to Bitcoin, but then primarily Bitcoin is obviously the most decentralized crypto there is in existence, but there is still a level of centralization by the amount of Bitcoin that is held by those wallets that they traditionally won't sell. So I think what that ultimately does, and I like Richard Hart's point about this, because what it ends up doing is that because there are those whales and because there is that that kind of game theory kind of built into the mechanism of these coins and the money equation. Remus is asking, who sells over the OTC? Well, I mean, yes, there are all the OTCs as well, but what's interesting is that, when you're retail, you don't, retail doesn't think about OTC. They just go on Coinbase and they go on. But when you're like a big player, when you're like a whale, then yes, you're going into different platforms, and you're going to different you're going to different places that can offer you over-the-counter deals at a discount. But I don't know specifically myself any particular platforms or services where you can get OTC crypto. That is not how we personally buy our crypto. Mostly, we've always bought our crypto DeFi. That is primarily where we have bought most of our crypto. A lot of the times has been through DeFi and swapping and just kind of using the network liquidity. A lot of times that's the best way to go. And we've actually traditionally now we've seen a lot of the metrics of people going out of centralized exchanges and just using DeFi primarily because it's basically on-chain, like it's like an on-chain NASDAQ. It's like having the NASDAQ on-chain. And so that's kind of what Solana and a lot of these platforms are trying to have, because you have these Jupiter, you have Jupiter and all these different platforms where you can basically, and also there's another one where it's basically just like having the NASDAQ on-chain. And that's kind of the roadmap of where Solana is headed. And there's other platforms that are kind of doing that same thing. But really, right now, I think there's a perfect storm of Bitcoin going down a little bit into the rate cuts. I think it's going to be not like a movement like going up to the upside for the rate cut. I think the prices are going to want to be nice and low and key of sitting at support, because right now we're not really sitting at any decent support. Not really. The biggest support that we see on my chart that I see is at this $54,000, $55,000 level. And so this is why we've actually just went into this particular trade. We do have a stop loss set. We do have a take profit one in a region of a key bounce level where we bounced off the recent lows here. So we're gonna see what happens with this, and we're gonna do a take profit here. We're not taking we're taking half the trade, because it's possible that if we get to this level, we could just break down really fast here, and this will be our second take profit at 54,006, which is the last support level, where if we complete this pattern of consolidation in the downtrend and it lines up with the date of September 17th, or a little bit before September 17th, that we get to that move to the downside in the next couple days, then we could see a perfectly timed bullish breakout with the federal rate cuts on the 17th, and us pushing up and trading into some other key support levels, and also key resistance, because these are going to be high resistance levels at the 61,062, and also at the 65,000 level that we have marked here, basically right here and right here. We've been sideways ranged in this nasty area. So this is what we are looking at currently for the short term for Bitcoin. And I think if this does play out, I think this would be it'll be a decent trade. We'll end up, because I don't see the volume coming in really too hot. We'll have to see how the market opens at 9:30. If we look, let's do some looking right now. Let's see. All right, yeah. So we have basically we have the Hong Kong Stock Exchange opens up 9:30 p.m. to 4 a.m. That's for if you're Eastern Standard Time. So basically right now, in the next like 45 minutes, we're gonna have Hong Kong open, Shanghai open, and then going in later into the night. But right now, South Korea. So basically, basically right now is when we can either have, you know, these price reactions of what happened over on the East start to translate into what is going to happen right now in the middle of the night. So it's really interesting how you can actually trade off that. And I've actually had some pretty successful trades when we have done this traditionally, when we've streamed into about 9 o'clock, and then we can kind of see the prepping, maybe the pre-market movements of what happens. So we'll see if this actually plays out, and then the markets actually kind of end up on the other side on the East going bearish as well for a bearish downturn. Did we close in the red today? Did we have a red close? We need to look and see if we had a red close here. Yeah, it looks like on the close of this candle, it was at close at 57.5, basically. 57.5 is where we ended up closing. Headbent said no cam streamer. Sus. I know, ridiculous, right? My camera's, yeah, by the way, guys, if you're wondering like what the hell's going on, my camera just didn't want to work. I don't know why. I plugged it in. Usually when I plug it in, it just works. And it didn't want to work. It did not want to work, guys. Pretty ridiculous. I know, right? All right, so let's kind of go into what the KOLs are saying right now. Let's see what the metrics on Alt Daddy are showing, what people are tweeting about. If it loads. Sorry, I'm blinding you. What's going on here? What is going on here? All right, how about this? We'll just tell you about the alts. We'll just tell you about the alts. Let's just do this. Oh, now it's going to load. Okay. All right, so we're going to check Binance. We're going to look at Binance first. Let it track the data. And if you're still with me, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's live stream. This is Ghost. This is Space Coast. Space Coast. Coast to coast. All right, this is not loading. All right, how about this? Let's just talk about since you guys love Solana so much, I know you're super bullish on Solana. I will tell you my favorite, most undervalued tokens currently right now on Solana. And I think they are Ponky, Orc, and Waffles. Now, if you look at these charts, all of these charts look beautiful. Waffles is about to complete this W pattern. It's not playing out exactly how I drew it, but a lot of the times, you know, if you've watched this channel long enough, you had seen that my kindergarten drawings of TA end up actually trading up into exactly the spot. It doesn't always play out perfectly, but it's always nice when it does. It's always nice when your drawings and the coins movements actually go right along with your drawings. But we think that these three tokens are one of the most clear undervalued projects in the space. So this is what we're speculating on. This is what we are going to keep it very simple. We're not going to add any more tokens. We're not going to talk about any more tokens. We are not going to say, hey, we found the next blah, blah, blah. Hey, we found the next. No, we're not going to do that to you guys because we are going to keep it very simple. We're going to just talk about these for the next 6 months, and then we're going to keep showing you, and we're going to go back and do the evidence. So we're going to have the receipts of us talking about it right now. We're going to go. And then in 6 months, we're gonna be on a live stream. We're gonna go back. We're gonna show you where we were talking about this at $129 million market cap on Ponky, and we're gonna be sitting at like a $5 billion market cap on Ponky, and then with ORC, we'll be sitting at a $500 million market cap. Same thing with Waffles, $500 million market cap. Solana sitting at $600 a Solana. And we're going to have the receipts. We're going to show you. We're going to show you what is going to end up happening with these projects, because I really think these things are super undervalued, and for the fact that they have Da Vinci's support. And the whole point of the project's roadmap, which I think is so clever, is that they were just like, we need to get his attention. Once we get his attention, we'll show him that we're serious and that we will actually do good in the space. We'll keep a steady chart. We'll keep a good community going. Strong holder base. Build some products. Build something. And see how we do. And then Ponky is just going off the rails in terms of social media content and interaction. Really strong holder count. There's 56,000 holders on Ponky. And the fact that there's that many holders, but the market cap is kind of a little suppressed in terms of what a meme coin market cap has been doing. Someone asked a great question last stream, and they said, why do people care so much about market cap? Does it even mean anything? And, I said, that's a very good question. Because in terms of price and market cap and volume, what matters the most out of everything is liquidity and volume. That's it. If you really want to break it down, I've started to really learn this, is that the only thing that matters is if you can sell it. Like, can you sell it? If you make gains, can you sell it and not completely crash the price? So this is the whole factor of the supply of the token, the liquidity that's locked, and the volume that is being traded on the open market. And then that is what is going to constitute a strong coin and a strong trading chart. And this is why I like following coins that end up proving themselves and getting those check marks of a healthy chart. No one's going to not sell when they're up like 2,000, 3,000%. People are going to sell. People sell at like a freaking 3x. So you don't think they're going to sell at like a 10, 15, 20x like up here? Yes, they're probably going to. And then what it does is it brings the price down a little bit into a nice consolidation period of accumulation for it to break to the upside again. Especially if those same people believe in the project and they want to buy back in as a whale, and they become a market maker on the project, pushing the price and making a nice, healthy consolidation, retracements, and pushes to the upside. And so I really like the look of these charts because it has that healthy movement. And then I've been focusing on Solana, because we were kind of beating a dead horse with PayPay and the other tokens that we're talking about, like Brett. But we will bring those into the light right now. Because I know if I talk about ORC and Waffles and Ponky, I know I end up having to obviously bring up PayPay, because PayPay and Pepe have both been doing very well, and this chart's really interesting. This chart is very. I mean, look, this chart is very different than Waffles, ORC, and Ponky. I mean, it's very different. And this is the daily, this is the 4 hour. Let's look at the daily on here. We'll put it on the daily, and we'll put it on the daily on Pepe. PayPay. A very different looking chart because you got like a ascending wedge, breakdown, and then a bull flag right here off the retracement of the descending wedge, and then you had a breakout of that bull flag. Then you had another mini bull flag form on a short-term time frame of the 4-hour that broke up to a new all-time high. Then that retraced. Then we broke into another all-time high middle in July. And this was just out of the beginning of June, just in the first month and a half to 2 months of this coin growing in popularity. And so this is without it having these big, big candle green up, big red down, big candle green up. This is just like really nice patterns and pennants forming through this chart. And now we're sitting at this really interesting range because we marked a good accumulation range that we thought was good at key resistance and key support right here. And now we have another level of support that we know is obvious that you can see in the chart right now. And it is at this level. If we actually, let me go back. If we end up breaking down into this candle, because these three candles right here for PayPay were really strong, a really strong pull of a flagpole that happened for PayPay. Now Bitcoin going down right now. Now you can see we're actually up 22% on this short position that we put in because we were expecting that we were going to get a little bit of a bearish move to the downside. So ultimately what this is going to do is lower the altcoin market and Ethereum. It's going to push these coins to the downside, but you can see that we have some really nice support levels if we were to hit in these lower ranges for PayPay. You can see it right here. So it's looking really, it's actually looking, this is bullish. You have to think about this as bullish, really, not bearish. Yes, it's bearish short-term price action, but ultimately you have to think about this as mega bullish because these are prices that are so good and cheap, massively cheap and this coin is going to be able to break up into the all-time highs again because of what it was able to do with the community support. I love that they keep doing spaces all the time. They have really good voices and positivity behind the project, and it's just, I feel like this one could be the only Pepe derivative that I think is going to surpass and get very close to Pepe itself, which I mean the OG Pepe, not Pepe coin, because I know that is the OG Pepe that came out in 2017, but I'm talking about the ERC20 Pepe token, ticker Pepe. I think PayPay is going to be just performing just as well in this bull market basically in 6 months. Count 6 months from now, and I am betting on Pepe, PayPay, Ponky, Orc, Waffles, Brett, and we won't forget to mention our buddy Kendu Inu. Kendu Inu also sitting at a very similar market cap, has had a similar story of growth through grassroots marketing and a very rigorous community of workers, not gamblers. And so that's their motto, is that, we work, we don't gamble. We don't gamble, we work. So and the Kendu Chads actually showed up. If you did not know, the Kendu Chads actually showed up in Nashville. They were hanging out in Nashville, passing out flyers and stuff like that. We said, you know what, guys, you guys got to come. You got to hang out at the meetup that we were going to do. So we planned to meet up, and we actually had the Kendu Chads show up in person. And so that was a very special moment, and so we want to show you guys. And we had Da Vinci himself, Mr. M. We had Lake the Great. We had Jason Beats. We had Hyro and his lovely lady, and then the Kendu Chads, and it was pretty awesome. So shout out to the Kendu Chads. So this is why we actually kind of have now, basically a soft spot for Kendu, because we had the community come out and support and support us, and also just be super cool. And yeah, I don't know what just happened. Yeah, what just happened? Are we getting some crazy? Whoa! Look at that! Holy moly, guys! Bitcoin did just say yeehaw. Is it about to hit my take profit one already? That is wild. Holy moly, guys! Look at this. This is craziness. Man. It looks like it's about to just sweep right into that take profit one. And we could potentially, or it's going to wick. But now it's going to just be sell pressure. Let's see if we hit the take profit one. And then we could set up a take profit two. I know. I bet everyone's phone is just going crazy right now. Everyone's phone is just going nuts, and everyone's like, we're dead, we're screwed, we're wrecked, we're wrecked, absolutely wrecked. But it will be cool for you guys to see me take this take profit one and actually take part of the strategy and the plan that I actually initially was planning for this trade. But we'll see if the market is indeed going to start to slide down on this Bollinger Band, because we're actually looking at it on the daily. But if we look at it on the 4 hour, we might be looking at something a little bit different. But we could indeed just hit that take profit one because we're sliding right into it initially. And we saw this, it was a pretty decent risk to reward ratio on this trade. It looks like we're about to hit it right now. But Bitcoin's doing Bitcoin things. But now I think that people are going to see this. See these movements. Yeah, we're going to hit that take profit one. Yeah. Did it take it? Nice. There we go. All right. Bada bing. Bada boom. And now we just need to see where we're going to be heading. And we're going to keep going to this level here because we want to watch Bitcoin. Bitcoin basically fighting right now. The bears are in control, and we could start getting even lower right now, because now it's starting to get into some interesting territory. But we want to make sure that we have a good bounce level of a long to get in a long position with a little bit lower leverage to then ride some of these price movements to the upside, because we don't want to miss the opportunity. But it's great, though, that we saw the patterns, we saw the bearishness, we saw that there was no volume, and now we can see that trade actually did play out pretty well, and we planned it out perfectly. We had the stop loss set, we had the take profit set at the take profit one area of the support level that hit right here, and so it was a perfectly executed trade position in these short-term time frames. And so if this trade starts to end up going even more, or start to actually bounce from this level, because we were thinking about that, if that was going to be a bounce level, then we'll have an opportunity to get into a long trade. But we'll see what's happening. We'll see. Yeah, so basically now that we broke into this range, looks like we could be sliding on this Bollinger Band. I'm going to keep this short open. All right, let's get some music going. Well, I hope you guys are doing all right. I hope you were seeing this move. I hope you were able to catch this volatility. Right now, I think I was trying to prove to myself that I could go the right direction. I was like, I can do it, guys. I can go the right direction. I indeed can do it. Can you do it with me? Can you do it with me? So what do you think, guys? What do you think's happening here? Basically, this is what happened. We put in the trade at this level of resistance. We saw the resistance. We were getting a little bearish. We were analyzing the charts. We were looking at these levels. We were thinking, man, Bitcoin has been completing these patterns and magneting to these levels. Yeah, alts are on a special right now. And I told you guys earlier on the stream earlier this morning that if Bitcoin does keep going down to these levels that we were calling, that the alts are going to be on a fire sale. And this is the perfect accumulation time for us right now if you are wanting to basically retire your bloodline in the next 6 months. I mean, that's not that long to wait. 6 months to retire your entire bloodline. If you just get a couple $1,000s into some strong projects and just hold them for 6 months, that's not a bad bet. I mean, that's not a bad damn bet. So we could just call it a day. I mean, we were up 100% on this trade. We actually hit that perfect take profit, guys. If you're just tuning in, we watched we were explaining how the market was kind of turning a little bearish, that we were going into the Asian markets for Hong Kong, Shanghai, into 9:30. This is usually when if we end up streaming past 9 o'clock, we can see what those markets are going to do and how they are going to react to the ultimate bearish close of Bitcoin and ultimately the bearishness of the stock market today, where the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, the Russell, and basically the markets across the board were down 2% today. So tech stocks didn't look so good. Amazon was down. Everything was down. So this is why we are having bearish movements. So now if you are a trader, then you can make money going to the downside, and you can make money going to the upside. So if you want to make money on this volatility, make sure you guys are using the links in the description. Scan the QR codes for OURBIT, and also you can use PHEMEX here, and also BITFLEX, and all of the platforms that have no KYC, and also KYC if you want to, because it gives you a little bit more access. And if you're in the country that can do so, always better to do that. But if you are one of those people that want to be clear of any type of KYC, then you definitely want to check out OURBIT. They're doing a futures trading competition right now. So if you want to use my link in the description, you can actually get entered into this trading competition, where we actually have already received some USDT rewards from putting in some trading volume on our trades. And you can see here that the top winner right now is getting an estimated $4,000 in USDT by having a trading volume of 14 mil. And that is with leveraged volume, not your own trading volume. So all right, well, I hope you guys are doing well. See how many people are watching across all platforms. Not too bad, not too bad. All right, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Thank you for tuning in. You got some live trading. You got some live market analysis. You got a little bit of TA. Let's see how the altcoins are doing on the 5 minute. Let's see the let's see the 5 minute, or maybe the 15 minute. It'll probably be better. Yeah, everything just went on a major sale. Major sale. But we were thinking, like, okay, what would be basically the safest short trade that we could put in? And it was on Bitcoin, because you think if you can do a little bit, we're 30x leverage on a short trade, and we were able to scalp. And this is in Bitcoin too. So you always want to make sure, if your plan is to get more sats, and you can get better at trading these damn markets and know when you can see these levels hitting of resistance, and you're shorting resistance, and you are longing on support. And you can confirm this by the RSI strength, and also with volume movements, with your volume area profile, and also where you start to see that you have this volume area profile kind of filling that node there. And then also you can see here that we had a obvious node that wanted to get filled right here that matched up to this point of the upside. And so we saw that there was actually some pretty decent blue sell metrics here, or where these limit orders and where the orders are actually going to be coming in to the price of Bitcoin, pushing it into this area because of the recent wick low that we were at in August 15th. But now it looks like we could be having a little bit of a bounce if we go to the short-term time frame. So we might scalp a little bit more profits off of this and keep the short open. We just keep the short open and see how low we can go. But now the fact that we are in profit, what we're going to do now, guys, is we are going to add a stop loss of break even. So now we're going to set an entire stop loss on this one of 0. Hopefully it works. Maybe we need to do this. Let's take that. We gotta add. Oh yeah, we gotta do this. Okay, add this. We're gonna do the entire position at 0. There we go. Maybe let's do it at just 1%, because it's not letting us do it at 0. All right, so we've got a stop loss set at 1%. 1% stop loss. How low can Bitcoin go? How low can Bitcoin go? Man, on the 45 minute, it looks bearish. On the 4 hour, it's bearish. On the 1 hour, it doesn't look good. It is not on the 5. I mean, I only think even on the 5 minute, it doesn't even look good. It just looks terrible across the board. This is really making me think we're going to 55. Like we're just like gonna be trucking to 55 at this point. I mean, no volume. It is not looking good right now, guys. It is not looking good. Hey, Tony with the Miata. Hey, what's the matter me? What's the matter you? with Bitcoin going through the floor. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're trading with me, happy trading. I hope you are making money. Yeah, the weekly chart is our only hope. The cup and handle, the weekly chart that we have shown you guys, the weekly, magical weekly chart of the cup and handle, Pepe will save us. Remus just said, where's the bullish vibe that you always have? I just got a good long on ETH now. Well, because we're learning from our mistakes, guys, because basically what has happened to us recently is that we have just actually been a little too bullish and we weren't taking profits as aggressively as we should have been. And so right now is actually, I am still bullish. That's what's funny, is that even though I put in a short, I am bullish long term. But I saw the opportunity that we were going to have a massive kind of candle move to the downside here in the short term, actually before we were going to go live. And so we thought it'd be a really good opportunity to show you guys where we were calling the levels and to show you in a trade setup, and then kind of just show you the take profits, show you where we had the take profit one, show you where the price was actually had a very good chance of going, and with a very low risk to reward ratio setup for this short trade, we saw that, look, like wicks are a good indication of where whales are going to love to get that price back down, especially if we're kind of doing this little M pattern. You can see it's just downtrend, you know? Kind of a bit, and Mr. M was actually kind of right. We kind of have a broadening like hatchet wedge. Those don't usually tend to break out very much. They kind of tend to take a little while and bleed out until we have a better support level to bounce off of. And that's kind of feel like what's happening right now is we're kind of finding a better support level to bounce off of. And it might just be the level that we've marked here at 55,000, at basically 54,000 or 55,000. Basically just wicked to that really fast already. If you're looking at this particular chart, went to 55.6, but we're thinking like a little more blood in the streets, a little more blood. If the charts change and I'm the biggest bear out there, so be it. So be it. My neighbors are probably like can hear this and they're like, what what is going on? What is going on in that garage? It's 2000. It's the year 2000, and you just turned on your PlayStation 2. What game are you playing?
Ha! Little trade another day.
And you know what? If it doesn't happen, and for some reason the charts change,
little trade another day.
And tomorrow I'm the biggest bear out there, so be it.
You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day, live to make another play. You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day, live to make another play. Live to trade another day, live to trade another don't make no money. Scared money don't make no money. Scared money don't make no money. You win some, you lose some. But you live to trade another day, live to make another day. Is it the bottom yet? I'm trying to buy up everything. Not gonna get upset, just pull the trigger, let it bang. When I see a trade, I'm hopping in like a Uber to secure my future. Up early just like a rooster. Eyes glued to the computer, looking for a bag or two. Market cipher on the screen, compliments of trading view. Now I know what I'ma do. Buy low and sell high. Even if you try and fail, at least you didn't fail to try. I don't wanna be the type of guy that let fear win. I'm the one that dive in head first and bust my chin. I know FOMO is a no-no, but I still get it in. Now I can't predict the future, but I know I'm bound to win. Later or sooner, I'll be the big kahuna. Cause I got big kahunas. I was not scared to get money, I took me some chances and now I'm the big kahuna. And if you scared, might as well get neuter. I'ma keep chasing my dreams. Wake up and mansion so big, I need a segue to get from wing to wing. Scared money
like
don't make
says,
no money.
it's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space.
Money don't make no money.
I tell you, it's what all the ancients said, it's what they warned of, it's what we're dealing with. They're demons. They're frickin' interdimensional invaders, okay? I'll just say it, make fun of me all you want on... This is their plan, people. These are demons. Just like the Bible says, it's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you, it's what all the ancients said, it's what they warned of, it's what we're dealing with. They're demons. They're frickin' interdimensional invaders, okay? I'll just say it, make fun of me all you want on CNN or wherever, but everyone already innately knows this. These people are not frickin' human. This is...
Wallet full of crypto, yeah, Big Lebowski. Can't forget to tip the waitress. Fur and loathing in Las Vegas. Tupac told us about the changes. People hating on your greatness. Mansion looking hella spacious. Shoes, they ain't got no laces. This the Aquarius age. Life happen in different phases. Out with money, in with crypto. Analog to digital. Could've been rich, but you was scared. What a imbecile. Say you want a miracle, but you bet the minimal. Should've bet it all. Hell no, not the unthinkable. Grow some balls if you got a pair. Man, I double dare you to put it all in the market. No sir, I'm not trying to scare you. Seeking and searching, I need some more money. AI is scary, make us look like dummies. Serious about profit, I need it, I'm hungry. My music all over, but I'm from the country. Bank account thicker than Manuka honey. Got multiple wallets, don't go in my pocket. Either's a favorite, but I don't discriminate. Scared to get money, get the hell up out my face. You win some, you lose some. But you live to trade another day, live to make another play. You win some, you lose some. But you live to trade another day, live to make another play. Win some, another day, you lose some. Another play, live to trade another day, live to make another play. Win some, another day, you lose some. Another play, live to trade another, live to trade another day. Scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some. But you live to trade another day, live to make another play. Live to trade another day, live to trade another, live to trade another. Live to trade another day, live to trade another, live to trade another day, another day. You scared, you scared.
All right, I think we're going to take more profits on this short. I think we're going to take more profits on it. It's getting a little dicey. But then I think, should we go long here? All right, guys. I think we're done now. We've had enough fun tonight. Do appreciate you guys coming in. We're going to figure ourselves out on these trades, figure out what we want to do, see where the market's going. We could indeed go lower, so we might keep this one open and see if we can fulfill that prophecy of 55,000. We'll see you guys on the next one. We'll see you tomorrow, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. Destroy the like button. If you're watching on the TV, make sure you hit up, right, select. Thank you guys. I love every single one of you. Thank you for tuning in. And we will see you on the next one.